Hi guys, I'm Saba and this is a new series called Puzzle Rush. This is a mini series in which I will do puzzle and I will give you tips in order to do them. So let's start with the first puzzle. I'm playing on Puzzle Rush on chess.com and in this video I will cover all the puzzle from the first to the 20th. Now, I'm playing with white. What I see is that there is my king, which is cutting all these important squares, so the black king can't really go anywhere. Which means that if we can check this king somehow, we can checkmate him because he can't run, he can't escape. So the only piece we have, apart from the king, is the rook. Like, we're not going to use this pawn because in the puzzle you have to find the best move, and the best move is not obviously to push the pawn this time. This can't be pushed, and if you push this it does nothing. So there is something to do with this rook. So we have to see where the rook goes. If you move the rook horizontally, it's not going to do nothing. The only check that we have with the rook is this, which is checkmate, because the king can't escape. So first puzzle done, let's do the second. Now, we see that we have this battery with the rook and the queen, and is attacking us with the rook. Now, we see that the rook is defending, so you might think that we are not going to take this rook with the queen because after that he's going to take with the rook. But he has a problem, because if we take the rook take back, and now we can take the rook again, and this is checkmate. Why it is checkmate? This is a back rank checkmate because it's check on the 8th file, and the king can't escape because the squares are all covered. He can't run anywhere, so we can just take the rook, and this is checkmate with the rook. So, third puzzle, let's see. We have black this time. We have a queen and a bishop. So first of all, let's see if there are checks, which in puzzle is a really important thing to do, and is also an important thing to do during your games. So we have a check with the queen. So let's think what this check does. If we put the queen there, and the king can escape, or can't he? The queen there over all these squares. So the king can just run on g2, but this is covered by the bishop. So this is actually checkmate. Third puzzle. We have a queen and we have a rook. Now, do we have checks? I mean, technically yes, but we don't have a direct check. I mean, let's say this pawn was actually defended, we wouldn't have a check. But this time, we can check. It is defended because we are attacking it with the queen, but we are also attacking this pawn with the rook. Who defend this pawn? The king, which means that if you have two attackers and the defender is just one, we are going to win. Now, we can take this pawn with the queen or with the rook, which is the best. If we take the pawn with the rook, the king can escape, can go somewhere. But if we take the pawn with the queen, it's checkmate. So fifth puzzle. Let's see. Do we have a check? We actually have a check. Why? Now you maybe are focused on this knight on f7, which is attacking the rook. But you also should focus on your other pieces, because we have a queen. And what this queen does is that control this square, and this square is actually controlled 2 times. So before saying I have to move the rook, watch if you have some piece that can do something else. We can actually put the queen on h2 and it is checkmate. Now we have black again, and what can we do? Now, you might think that we can take this rook, but at this point, puzzles are getting a bit harder, and you should also calculate and try to see what are your opponent's threats. Because if you take this rook, your opponent can actually take the rook with the queen, and it's checkmate because the b8 square is covered by the bishop. So we can't actually take the rook. Now, do we have a check? We actually have a check with the queen there, which is checkmate. So, again, do we have some check? We actually have a check. With what? With the queen. If we put the queen there, what happens? The queen controls these squares, so the king can't run on b1 or b2. Can't also run there because it's still covered by the queen. So, can the queen escape on d2? No, because it is actually covered by the knight, which means that this is another checkmate. See, this is pretty easy if you understand the concept. Do we have a check? We actually have a check, because we have two pieces that are controlling one square, which means that if only one guy is controlling this square, we can actually put a piece there. The knight, and it's a fork, but we have a better move, which is checkmate with the queen. Again, do we have some check? We actually have a check, because two pieces are attacking the f7 square, and we actually have a checkmate with the queen again. Do we have some check? Same thing, like till I would say puzzle 20, they are really easy, and these are only checkmates. Right, this is a bit harder because we are not going to checkmate our opponent. But let's see what we can do. Do we have a check? We actually have a check with the rook. We can give a check with the rook on g1. But after the king goes somewhere, we don't have a check. We don't have a follow-up. Now, I'm seeing that there is a king there and a rook there, which means if we have a knight on f6, is a fork. So if you actually see knight on f6, you might also notice that we are also attacking the queen on d5. So this is the tactic. We give a check and we win the queen. Now, do we have a check? We actually have a check. And also, if you play puzzle, calculate all the line till the end. Don't play like this and say, yeah, there is a check and I put the queen there. No, there is a check, I put the queen there, and what happened next? You are going to calculate all of that, and after you see the win, you play all the variation, because if you don't do that, you are not going to improve. You have to improve your calculations. So we gave a check with the queen. And I also saw that after that, the queen has only, the king, sorry, has only this square, and this is checkmate because the queen was defended by the pawn. Now, you are quite low on pieces. So let's see if we actually have a check. Do we have a check? We actually have a check. And the only check that don't lose the queen is this. Can the king escape? The king can't escape because the king is covering all the squares, and if he defends with the bishop, we're going to take the bishop, we check, and he can't defend anymore and we win. Yeah, he can also cover that way, but it's the same thing. But right, maybe this is a bit harder. Do we have a check? Queen there is a check, but you lose the queen for no reason, so no, we don't have a check. So let's see what our opponent is threatening. Right now is not threatening too much. Also we have to see, are we even in material? Queen, queen, two rooks and one bishop. So also the same pawn. So yeah, we are even in material. There is a way to attack some pieces and win something. There is a way actually. We can't put the rook on e8 because we are going to lose it with the queen, but we can actually put a bishop there, because you see that the queen and the rook are on the same diagonal. So bishop there, and now we can win a full rook, and this is completely winning. Now, the opponent decided to trade the queens, and never do that, because in a game you are going to have no play because you traded the queen. That's stupid. By the way, as you can see, I shaved my bed, and don't ask me my age. Like, give me some time to humiliate myself a bit more, and then I will say my age. So, do we have a check? Yeah, we actually have a check, because this is a free rook. So let's see if there is a follow-up. We take the rook. The king has to go somewhere, but the queen is covering all of this. So the king can only go on g7. Now, if the king goes on g7, what can we do? I'm actually thinking that we can check it with the queen again, because it's defended by the knight. And what happens? If the king takes the knight, this is checkmate, because the queen is covering all these squares. So take, king there, queen check. So the king can't really take the knight. What if he plays a move like this, king on f6? Now this pawn is attacked 2 times, so we can actually take this pawn, and the queen cover cover all of these, and which means that it is checkmate, because the king don't have a way to escape. That was a checkmate, and this is checkmate. Ooh. Now, our opponent is up a lot of material, but we have a pawn and a knight. Do we have a check? No. And what if we move the knight? I mean, we move the knight somewhere, and our opponent has a queen, so he's going to win, he's going to take this pawn. If they move the king, yeah, we can defend the pawn, but that does nothing. Also, in that case, there is queen check, and we are going to lose the knight. So the only move is to actually push this pawn and make a... what if we make a rook? So this is respectful? No. I'm thinking, because if we make a rook, we cover with the queen, because otherwise it's checkmate. But there is a problem after that if we take the queen, is actually a draw, because we can't checkmate with a knight and the king. So let's say we actually move to a queen. It still blocks with the queen, but now we have an important check. And this check is actually checkmate. So he has to cover with the queen, but now we can actually take the queen and win. So there is a difference between a rook and queen in this case, because if you move to a rook, you actually lose this puzzle, because it's going to be a draw. Let's see. Do we have checks? We have checks. So let's see what this check does. The queen cover all the square except this. Now, can you put some pieces on this light square diagonal? No. So you have to move the king on d1. Now we check it again with the queen on d3, and it is checkmate. You have to cover the check with the bishop, and we can take it, and it is checkmate. So let's play it. Now let's see, this is an endgame, this should be quite instructive. So obviously you see that you can take this pawn, so you're going to take it, because if you don't, it's going to make a queen. Now I'm actually thinking, How can I defend my pawn though? So we take the bishop. If the king goes there attacking the pawn, we can actually push the pawn to squares and we are going to win. And we are going to make a queen. That's easy. So our opponent has more material that we do. But what can we do? If we move the rook somewhere, we are not actually going to checkmate him. So what if we push the pawn? Doesn't look right to me. But if we take this, if we take this pawn, he's going to take the rook, but then we can push it and there is no way he can defend it. So maybe he has some check in order to save himself, because this is also checkmate at this point, but we can actually run somewhere and there is no problem. So we can take the pawn. Now he's going to cover the checkmate with the rook, but then we can actually take the knight with the queen and we are going to win this game because the queen is way stronger than the rook. Now, do we have a check? We actually have a check. Check. King there. Is this enough to win? I don't think so. Check. Take. Check. That does nothing. So let's see if we have something else. And we actually have something else. So this did not work, but you actually see that the king can only run on this square. So if we can somehow cover this square with one of our pieces, we are going to checkmate this guy. So the line is check with the queen. The king goes there. And now we check the king again. If you cover it with the queen, we take it. You can't cover the check with the knight, you can't with the bishop. You can cover the check with the rook. And if you cover the check with the rook, we are actually going to play this move now. Or are we? Because then it's take, rook, take, and the king can actually escape. So it's not that, but we are close to the solution. It's check, king there, check. Covered with the rook. What if we take the rook? It's check, the king has to take, and then we take the bishop, and we add up a lot of material. I think this is the solution. So we basically win a rook and a bishop for the bishop, so we add up a rook, and we should be winning because our opponent doesn't have a check with his queen and with the knight. Check, check, take, take. Yes. So this is the last puzzle of today's video. Let's see if we can do it. So we have a check. This king there, check. The queen covers all of these, so the king has to go there. We can put a queen there at this point. So the king has to go there. And where is the queen? Check. Check. Oh, yeah, I missed that. We can take the rook at that point. Check. This is covered and this is checkmate. Alright. Check. Checkmate. Nice. Alright guys, that's it. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope this was I hope this was helpful for you, and next time I'm going to do another puzzle and probably I'm going to plan something again. So see you soon.